Guys, welcome back to Same Start Studio. So this is more of a discussion video, if you like. So obviously we know hot off the press of Summer Games Fest, there's been loads of announcements, news, updates, articles, interviews, you name it coming out. You guys know I was absolutely genuinely stoked about Final Fantasy VII Revelation. If you haven't seen my reaction to the initial announcement, go watch it, because I was freaking out like a kid in a candy shop. And there's been an interview come out with Hamaguchi, who obviously is the game director. Yeah, he did an interview with Denfamico. So there's been a lot of information come out, and there's someone I follow on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, called Audrey, and I followed her probably about 6 years actually, since Final Fantasy Remake came out. And what she does, she sort of translates a lot of these Japanese interviews. So yes, this is a recent one that came out on the 6th of June. So it was literally like as Summer Game Fest was happening. So I thought it'd be cool to go over and just see what Hamaguchi said about the actual game. So there's a lot of information, so I thought it'd be interesting. Yeah, I like doing discussion videos like this. Obviously, I'm a Final Fantasy VII nerd, so any new bit of information I can get, I'm going to talk about it or make a video on it. So I'll put a link in the description down below to go check out Audrey's Twitter page, because yeah, she posts a lot of really great stuff. And if you want to read up on some of the articles, you can, because she translates them all, so it's really cool. So yeah, go give her a follow, because she's awesome. So yeah, we'll get started with this one, and we'll just see what information has been revealed. I think there was a similar thing done when Rebirth came out in 2024, because I remember watching Maximilian Dude actually cover it as well. So it's going to be kind of like a similar video like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into this, because there's a lot of information to get through on this one. Okay then. Yeah, so this is her tweet. So you can see there's a lot of bullet points to get through, so we'll start on it. So yeah, she goes on to say, I read through the entire long FF7 Revelation Denfamico interview with Hamaguchi. His unusual revelations, pun intended. I like that. About the game, what we know so far, translated, summarised by me. Yeah, so she translates and summarises herself, so this is going to be really cool. So first up we got, player choice will have consequences unlike Rebirth, and this will affect the storytelling of the game. Each player might end up with a completely different experience. Oh, that's cool. That's really interesting. So you know, you get those games where it's sort of like actions have consequences. I think that's what it's going to be, so that's a really cool feature actually to have. The highway airship will be available from the beginning of the game. Oh, that's cool. I thought we'd have to wait like 5-6 hours, but the fact we get it off the bat, that's really sick. I like that a lot. The wear system jobs will also be unlocked earlier in the game. Yes, that's a new feature in this game. It's called the fit system. So it's like kind of essentially like the Final Fantasy job class. I think each character has 4. So it's a way to obviously have a different combat experience as well. So it's bringing sort of like that old school Final Fantasy into this Final Fantasy VII Remake game. It's really cool. This actually belongs in a Final Fantasy VII game. Like, it's so sick, and I can't wait to experiment with it. New stories will be told regarding places not explored much in the OG. That's interesting, because you think in the original FF7 there was so many places you explore, and some of them not in great detail. So I think this will be a way of like building the world, just adding more richness to it. There are a lot of areas you can access with the Highwind early on, but you might not be able to proceed since enemies are incredibly strong. They want players to have the feeling of what should I do first. I like that. I really like that a lot, because it's not a case of where you can like breeze through the game. It's kind of like you have to essentially play the game to get your characters and your party built up. So I like that they're doing that, because there are some areas where you're like, oh, I'm going to have to either do side missions first, or I'm going to have to like grind it out and get my characters to a certain level. So I really like that. It's not a case you can just breeze through like all the enemies so quick, so it gives a bit of challenge to it. The scale of the open world feel of the game has greatly expanded. I like that. To be honest, I love this world. I love exploring the world, so the more I can explore it and go to different places, the better it is for me, because you're getting a full-on like experience of the game. Here we go. Vincent gameplay allows them to switch between human form and beast mode with one button. Oh, I like that a lot. There is no time limit, similar to how you use a shuriken mode. Oh, that's cool. I thought there was actually going to be a limit on that, because it's like when he goes into beast mode, he's like full on like OP. So I like that there's no limit on it, which is really cool, because I did think it was going to be like a time limit on it, and then you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can go back into it. So I really like that as well. Sid is very adept at aerial combat. Of course, Sid's like a dragoon essentially, so that's cool. Vincent and Sid have synergy elements as well as with other characters. So we saw a little bit of that in the announcement trailer, where like Vincent's in his beast mode, Sid's on his back like a dragoon, and he was sort of like riding him a fight. That was so sick, man. So that was really cool. Oh, now this is what I wanted to know. Zack will have even more scenes in part 3 and plays an important role. See, they didn't show Zack in the trailer. I think that was on purpose because, personally, I think Zack's got a bigger part to play. I don't know to what extent. Obviously, none of us do, apart from Hamaguchi and Tetsuya Nomura at the moment. But I feel like, I don't know if they're going to do this route, but obviously in the OG7, there's a part where Cloud, he's completely out of it, where he fell into the live stream and he was essentially like Mako poison for the longest time. I don't know if what they're going to do is then get Zack to join the party while Cloud's like MIA. So you essentially got a Cloud type character, like with the Buster Sword. Don't know if that's what we're going to do. That's just me fan casting. But I like that he's going to have a bigger role because he wasn't in Rebirth enough for me personally. So I like that we're going to get to see more of him. The idea of multiple timelines is conveyed through Zack's present as part of the story. Zack is the variant. He essentially, if we're talking about multiverse and timelines, in this version of FF7, Zack is the variant, so you're going to get to experience things through him, and it's really interesting because obviously we know how the original Crisis Core ended up, so at this point it's anyone's guess of what Zack can do, and I just really hope he gets to reunite with Cloud properly, because they had it in Rebirth where they fight Sephiroth like interdimensional like freaking attacks, which is sick, but I would like there to be like a full on like actual reunion, which would be really cool. The replacement voice actor for Reno has been decided, and Reno and the Turks will have a lot of screen time in this game. I like this because yeah, essentially in Rebirth, like Reno was out of it. He got messed up a lot, and obviously Rude was going around Elena, and obviously there is that part in the original 7 where there's quite a big arc with like Reno and Rude. So I'm gonna be really intrigued to see how they approach that, and if they'll expand on it at all in the game. Wutai is incredibly fleshed out this time around. The Turks will also be a part of it. Oh, interesting. Wutai will have a very political storyline involved. Yeah, because with Wutai, there's obviously the power struggle with the government and with what's going on with Midgar as well. So I had a feeling that it was going to be quite a big part of the game. And it's cool that obviously they're throwing obviously the political element in. Because Yuffie mentions it briefly in Rebirth as well, like parts throughout the story when they're travelling. So it's cool that that's going to be a part of it. Midgar is back in part 3. Yes. And you can explore it again, and you may even encounter some deep ground characters as well. Ooh, that's interesting. I've got so many things going on in my head right now of who we're going to explore, man. It's like, it's crazy. Oh, here we go. This is the big one that people are hoping for. Rocket Town is indeed in the game. Hamaguchi says that they actually wanted it to show up in Rebirth, but decided to have it in Revelation instead. It'll be accessible towards the latter part of the story. Yeah, because that was the thing, because where Rebirth sort of goes with the story, obviously you thought Rocket Town would appear, so I think a lot of people were kind of a bit bummed that it wasn't. But I'm actually glad that Rocket Town's in the final part, because that does play a key part in the story as well, and obviously towards the end of the game that kind of makes actual sense and the story. So I'm glad we get to explore Rocket Town. It'd be really cool to see how they've sort of reimagined it for obviously this remake of the trilogy. The underwater area will appear in Revelation, but you can't delve into details just yet. Yeah, I imagine stuff like that they're either still fleshing it out, they just don't want to give up too much at once. Hamaguchi says that OG FF7's Knights of the Round Summon was something that can be discussions every part of the FF7 remake series. They're currently developing the content to be worthy of its epicness, so he tells fans look forward to seeing how it will be shown in the game. Oh, Knights of the Rat. If we get the Knights of the Rat, I will freak the hell out, man. If they actually do that and they pull it off. Oh, just the scenes, man. The actual scenes of that. Final Fantasy 7 Revelation does indeed have an ending, and it's one that Hamaguchi is proud of, that serves as a conclusion to a series that has taken more than 10 years. As to what the ending will be, you'll just have to experience it yourself. Do you know what? I'm really happy with that, because a lot of fans in the Final Fantasy fandom were sort of going, is this going to be an ending where it's open-ended? It's not an ending, so I'm actually glad that it's going to have a conclusion, and I imagine it's going to round up everything Final Fantasy 7 from like OG, Advent Children, Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, Remake, Rebirth. I imagine it's going to wrap everything up, so I'm really glad it's going to have an ending, and I can't wait to experience it. I'm going to be sad, but I can't wait to experience it. The Infinite system from Rebirth will be different in Revelation. More focus will be put to some extent for all characters to flesh them out properly. I like that. So it gets to like fully explore the characters and work on them as well to suit your style of play. If you want to learn about a certain character, you'll be able to do so in a way that will deliver a different experience than the one in Rebirth. Interesting. Hamaguchi doesn't really like the concept of multiple endings, and as a creator wants to deliver a confident ending to the FF7 remake series. However, there's a big however there, Player choice in Revelation will heavily affect what outcome you get that actually changes the storytelling of the game. I mean, I'm glad that Hamaguchi is saying that it's actually going to end, will have an ending. But I also like that things that you do throughout the game will change the game. Because I imagine it's going to be one ending. I hope they don't do like a Resident Evil 9 Requiem where you have two endings. One was a stupid ass ending, and then you have the canon ending. So I'm glad that it's going to have one ending, but what you do to get to that ending, choices you make can affect how certain things in the game go out, so I really like that. Minigames will not be less in number, but they are toning down the difficulty for players who had issues with them Rebirth. That's cool, because some of those minigames, some were really fun, some were just tedious and frustrating and just made your blood boil, so I'm glad that they're sort of taking that approach as well. A slap fight between Scar and Steve is indeed in the game and will be a minigame, lol. Of course, because obviously that was one thing everyone was like, because that was quite a big thing in the original, and obviously that's always been mentioned with this remake project, so we're getting it, it's going to be in the game, and of course it's a mini game, why wouldn't it be? The theme of Final Fantasy VII Revelation is resolve. Everyone has followed the journey of Cloudy's friends for almost a decade at this point, and the story is filled with determination as it heads to its finale. The development team has put their resolves into delivering something truly great for everyone to enjoy. And then we got the artwork. I love that artwork, man. It looks so good. It's just such a cool poster. And there's just like some further notes as well. So she goes on to say, Reno's voice acts will be replaced for the Japanese version of the game, not English VA. Also, just to note, as I was pointing it out, and another trend of mine, but Hamaguchi doesn't mean that player choice will drastically affect the main storyline. Rather, doing side elements will affect how the story unfolds by adding to enriching the main story. In case there's not clear, there's only one ending to the game, as Hamaguchi says. He doesn't think multiple endings suit the story for the FF7 remake series and wants to deliver a definitive ending as mentioned above in my summary, which I'm glad. One ending, that's how it should be. One more thing Hamaguchi says, there are multiple timelines, but the literal translation is multiple world lines. Parallel worlds also make sense. He says it was already established in Rebirth, so I assume it's whatever divergence is in the live stream. Interesting. So yeah, a lot of information there. Which I like reading stuff like that, because it's just like I start sort of exploring the possibilities of where we're going to go in this game, and it's cool, like all the stuff mentioned there. And mate, there's so much, like, because at the moment, like, Hamaguchi's doing a lot of interviews since Summer Game Fest, and obviously a lot of them are pretty similar in content of what he's revealing at the moment, but this is like one of the most like bullet point detailed accounts of what we can expect in it. And he just sort of breaks it down, and it's just getting me so excited for this game. I cannot wait. I mean, the title Revelation as well, I think I was watching, it might have been like IGN coverage or a GameSpot interview, and Hamaguchi said like, Revelation has got multiple meanings. It's the revelation of Sephiroth and what he's trying to do, and it's the end of his story. But then Revelation can also mean, you know, what's in store for the party. Obviously with Cloud as well becoming the real Cloud we know, because obviously Cloud's in a bit of a weird state at the end of Rebirth. He's like starting to lose it with what happened with Aerith, and seeing Zack, I think, is sort of like, remember that he's actually living Zack's life and not his own, so it could be a revelation of getting the real Cloud. There's so many different connotations of what Revelation could be, but obviously the theme of it is resolve, as in we're gonna get to the end of the story, everything's gonna get tied up, we're gonna get a definitive ending of the story. And I'm in two minds about it. I love being on this journey for this Final Fantasy VII remake project, but knowing at the end of this site, it's kind of bittersweet at the same time, because you know that the end is coming, and it's gonna feel like an end of an, I mean, it's gonna feel like the end of an era, man. It's gonna be really bittersweet, but I also cannot wait to experience this game. Like, if the stuff in this final part of the game, when thinking of the OG, if they stick the landing, this game is Rebirth is absolutely incredible. I love that game to bits, but I feel like Revelation is just going to exceed it. And if they stick the landing, oh man, just knowing what we can expect from this final part is blowing my mind. But yeah, it's just very bittersweet, because it's like you've been on this journey for like nearly 10 years, and now you know, like in less than a year, the game's going to be here. So it's a very weird thing, because a lot of people, like I've been seeing comment online about it, it's like, I'm really excited, I cannot wait. But then a lot of people are like, oh, I'm kind of sad because like the end in sight, and in the trailer as well, it says like, you know, the journey ends. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's a weird double entendre, because it's excitement, but you also feel a bit like, oh man, this is literally it, this is it, because it's going to wrap up all the Final Fantasy VII games, the story, the world. I don't know if we'll ever get another experience like this, because this has been one of my favourite game experiences, man. And you know, the more information we're getting out about it, the more Hamaguchi's revealing, the more I'm just like, I cannot wait to own this game, because oh man, it's just, I've been waiting for something on this game for 2 years, and in the space of like less than a week, we've got so much information. Like from the trailer, the title, the release, and then also the special presentation they've done at Summer Games Fest where Matt Mercer came out, who's the voice of Vincent Valentine. It's just, and then I've been seeing like the actual cast for the voice actors like all saying their own things, and like Cody Christensen, who voices Cloud, he tweeted something going, oh, I hope I don't let you all down. And it's like, dude, like, I cannot wait for the performances he's going to do, because when Cloud actually becomes the Cloud we know, and he's not sort of like living this like pretend life, if you like, I cannot wait for his performances. And I love Cody as Cloud, man. Like, the ones that voiced Cloud before are all amazing, but for me in this remake project, I just think Cody Christensen's absolutely smashed it out of the park, and I cannot wait to see what he does in his final game with all the cast as well. Like Britt Baron as well, she's just, cannot wait to see what she does. We don't know about Aerith, but I imagine Brianna White is going to have a role to play in this game. Where she lives through Cloud's consciousness, obviously whether we go into the live stream, I don't know, but I imagine she's going to have a part to play. See Britt Baron as Tifa, because essentially in this part, from what it looks like, Tifa essentially is going to take the reins as sort of like the lead of the party, and she's going to be carrying obviously the weight of everything, and I can see her becoming a real leader, and essentially she has to kind of fit in while Cloud's out of action. So it'll be cool to see her character growth. John Eric Bentley as Barrett, I love him as Barrett, man, because he just encapsulates Barrett so well. And yeah, in Rebirth there was some real performance. I was like, oh man, this is like actually making me like real emotional, because he was such an amazing actor in that game and put on so many cool performances. And obviously you got Max Mittelman as Red 13 as well, because Red really come a long way from when you first see him in Remake to Rebirth as well. Tyler Hoechlin was Sephiroth, but obviously he couldn't do it due to scheduling. Yeah, because obviously when I was into the trailer, I was like, that doesn't sound like Tyler Hoechlin. And obviously it then got announced that Travis Willingham is voicing Sephiroth. So it's kind of cool in a way that you're getting, I suppose, what you could class as like a different form of Sephiroth in this like 587 multiverse. So obviously it's sad that Tyler couldn't do it, because obviously I did like his portrayal of Sephiroth, because he's done it since like Crisis Core Reunion, I think. And obviously what he done in Rebirth was really great, and Remake as well. So it's kind of sad he couldn't do it due to scheduling, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Travis Williams does as Sephiroth. And I'll tell you like this as well, if we get any Advent Children content in this game, oh, that's just going to be a cherry on top, man. That will absolutely just really round off this game. I don't know if that's the plan. There's been rumours of like Tetsuya Nomura thinking of stuff he could do in this game, and if we just get a playable Advent Children sequence, I'm happy. I will be happy as like anything, man. So yeah, there's gonna be more details coming out, but I wanted to do something like this just because it was a good discussion video. There's a lot of information, and I am just geeking out over this game now. Like, obviously we've still got a while, yeah, it's a little over a year, but I'll tell you what, I will disappear. When this game comes out, I'm just going to go into my hiding place. I'm just going to be playing it. And yeah, I am so stoked, man. I cannot wait. To me, that was the highlight of Summer Games Fest. For me personally, it was just the highlight of the whole event. And oh, it's just given me so much to think about. And like, I'm reading things like this. I'm watching interviews. I'm watching people like Maximilian Do stream. And it's just, yeah, I'm just trying to get as much information as I can on this game at the moment. So if we get more information, I will do follow-up videos. But yeah, that'll be it for this one, guys, because I'm going to stop talking here, because otherwise it's going to be too long of a video. No one's probably going to watch this, but I did it for my own sort of pleasure, because I just wanted to just talk about this game. Yeah, just wanted to talk about this game, because yeah, I don't think Stock has played Rebirth yet. So I thought I will essentially be talking to myself on camera. So yeah, that'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Stay tuned for more videos. If there's any more information on Final Fantasy VII Revelation, you know I'll be doing a follow-up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to keep up with what we're doing with Slazot Studios, some streams to the Game Overcast podcast and videos. And whatever we decide to do, we'll always catch you on the next one. So until then, guys, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.